Hello, collective. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to get into a reading for you guys. Long time no see. Long time no speak. I hope you guys are doing well and that you gain whatever you need from these messages, okay? Don't bring anything into your life that does not belong, all right? It would not benefit you to force a message to fit. There may be parts that are for you, and there may be parts that may be for someone else. But regardless of all of that, I just hope that you guys gain something positive from these readings. It is a little dark because it's raining, you guys. What is going on with the water? All right, I told Pisces. Oh, a card just popped out. I told Pisces that be mindful of water. If you live in a place that is easily floodable, if that's even a word, just be aware, okay? Because the water is coming, okay? Also, you guys, I'm going to be working on the monthly zodiac sign reading soon, so make sure you like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Turn your post notifications on so that you can check those out. I don't know if there's anything else you need to know. It's going to be in the description box. I offer more than just personal readings on my website. So you guys be sure to check that link out. Now, this card just popped out. The empath. You can sense or understand the emotions and thoughts of others. Trust what your intuition is telling you. So, some of you guys may have a situation where you can understand what's going on. The tone of the room or the tone of a person or the tone of a conversation is going to be very clear to you. Okay. Whether it's someone else's situation that you're observing or whether it's someone else observing you and your situation, I feel like you guys are more sensitive right now to what's going on underneath the surface that may not be being said. I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you with this card to make sure that you are reading in between the lines of conversations. It's not so much important what people say, it's what people don't say, and it's what can be perceived or presumed to be being said from a conversation that may be more important for you to pay attention to right now, okay? Because even if somebody could tell you that they love you and they care about you in your face, but you can sometimes sense those undertones, and somebody may come off as very nervous or anxious, or they could come off a little bit standoffish, but on the undertone, you may be able to tell that they're a really good person and they just may be shy or going through something. So pay attention to those things. I definitely feel like with this card coming out, it's weird because I feel like there's this action reaction energy, which to me is illustrating itself in my mind's eye as like you observing someone's reaction to a situation and not having all of the details about the action that triggered the reaction. So you may see someone acting out of character or unusual to what they normally would. And that could be because there's something that's triggering that reaction. So I really feel like Spirit is trying to just get you to see that for the foreseeable future, because you may be convinced by someone, or someone may be trying to convince you to have a certain perspective about a person or have a certain perspective of a situation, when in reality, whatever that person is doing or whatever that situation appears to be may be a direct reaction to something else. So if somebody tells you, oh, I don't know what they would say. It's like, oh, this is happening because of this. It may not necessarily be that, right? Or if you see something happening a certain way, something is playing out a certain way in your life, and everyone else is equating whatever that is to this over here, it could really be that over there. And I know I'm sounding very vague and random, but you have to like read into what I'm saying, because I'm not sure if this is with a person or if this is when it comes to different experiences that you may have in the near future. You know, people think, oh my God, somebody's screaming in the street. You don't know why someone is screaming in the street, but there may be a person who's standing next to them saying, oh, don't pay them any attention. They're crazy. They have a mental imbalance. They have some type of psychological problem. Don't pay attention to them. They're screaming in the street because they're crazy. They've lost their mind. But in reality, that person could be the magician pulling the puppet strings, causing whoever that is who appears to be crazy to look crazy, when in reality, they're the one who's causing the problem. They're the one who's taking the action that initiated that reaction. So for whatever reason, Spirit wants you guys to be aware. Now at the bottom, ooh, the Liberator. Your burdens are being lifted, clearing away any blockages that once held you back. And then we have the Saint. Prevail upon your good nature, because the light of your good intentions and good deeds will shine through. Okay, so some of you guys have this anointed crown. Okay, this is not a crown that's given to you by humans, by other people, by other individuals. This is a crown that's given to you by God, Source, the Most High, Spirit, Universe. This is something that is shining down upon you because of who you are. Okay, your soul, your essence, your aura. It's not a title that can be given to you by any one individual. It's something that is more integral to your being and how you were created. And I feel like whatever this is helping you to understand where you may need to take action, because some of you guys are going to be liberators and saints, angels, guardian angels, in disguise for people, because you can pick up on what's going down in situations. Like you can pick up on if somebody needs help, or if they're acting strangely, and the person that they're with could be a handler, or the person that they're with could be causing them a problem, like, or whatever the situation is. It's like a lot of you guys are going to be able to pick out the fallacy in different scenarios that you may encounter. And it's going to be based on your free will when it comes to what you want to do about it. But I feel like that could be a theme that you kind of experience. And you're not going to go wrong if you choose to act upon your good nature, or you choose to, you know, do something with good intentions. Even if the reaction isn't the best, continue to do that, because that is what continues to illuminate this crown that Spirit has given to you. Okay, listen, it ain't easy being breezy. Let me go. Okay, what? And I'm not talking about Chris Brown. Okay, it's an inside joke from myself to myself. And if any of y'all know what I'm talking about, then shout out to you. Okay. What is the message, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for the collective? Can we get one more card? Ooh, we got two. The gem. Do not mistake your value, guys. Okay? You're like, little old me? Little old me? I'm the liberator. I'm the breaker of chains. I'm the curse breaker. Okay, keep on talking like you crazy. I'm gonna come through this phone and slap the shit out your ass. Lovingly. Not really. Okay. The gem. Don't sell yourself short. Work through your beliefs in your head. Get uncomfortable and do yourself justice. So some of you guys are done selling yourself short. A lot of you guys are like, nope, I know who I am. I know my worth. I'm not about to sit here and let these folks play in my face, but I'm also not going to react or respond based off of other people's triggers, because I know who I am. And I'm going to move accordingly, whether somebody wants me to do it, whether people like that I do it or not. I'm going to move according to what my spirit team and my spirit guides have shown and told me to do. Okay, on period. I feel like you guys are getting over, you're moving on, you're moving past certain beliefs that were kind of ingrained in you and implanted in you. It's like, yeah, now I'm holding my head up high, bitch. What are you gonna do? Because for all this time, you tried to make me feel as small as a little ant, not understanding that or forgetting that ants are some of the most coordinated, strong beings and life forms that are on this earth. Have y'all ever seen an ant carry, have y'all ever seen a group of ants carry like a food source back to their home base? It's astonishing because they all know what to do and they all work together and they all fall in line to reach a common goal. And it's like, yeah, somebody may have tried to put you in the dirt. Somebody may have tried to lower you or demean you or put you down to the point where you didn't believe that you were that important or you didn't believe that you could have that ability and power. But now it's like, I feel like you're stepping up with a new attitude, okay? Now we have the doctor. It says your physical body needs some attention, healthier eating habits, a little exercise, or a doctor visit. Strive for a healthier you. So I have to tell you guys, as always, I know I say it all the time, but it's because I have to legally tell you that I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist. So please do not take this as any of those professional advisories. And I would always recommend that you seek a professional and not make permanent decisions off of a tarot reading because that's irresponsible. The disclaimer is below. But I feel like a lot of you guys could be doing things to get on top of your health or address health concerns, or maybe even just, eat healthier, exercise, do things that show physically that you appreciate and value yourself and you know how much you're worth. I feel like that's also increasing possibly the level of intuition and the level of foresight that you have access to. And at the bottom, we have the justice seeker. As you dig deeper and explore the truth, you'll discover that things are not as clear cut as you previously thought. This could be a legal issue. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. Some of you guys could be dealing with an Aquarius. Maybe you are a Libra, Taurus, or Aquarius. Yeah. Also Pisces. Every time I see the gem card, I think about Gemini for some of you guys. And at the back, we have the shadow diver. Okay. Embrace your shadow self and allow darkness and light to coexist. It will add depth and dimension to your life. Right. So you can't always be a goody two shoes. You can't always be a bad boy or a bad girl. You got to be able to understand how to balance all of those different aspects together. Now, there could be something going on that needs fixing or repairing. That's what I'm getting with this doctor card. It may not be a health concern for you specifically. This could be something going on with someone else that you're finding out about. This could also be a situation where you're kind of picking up on people's illnesses. Maybe some of you guys are doctors or nurses, or training to be doctors or nurses, or training to be some type of professional in the medical field. Congratulations to all of you. We're going to need you. We're going to need you when things become laxed in regulation or accessibility, if you read between the lines. I feel like some of you have a psychic ability to identify illnesses. So like in a past life, you may have been a doctor. But I can't guarantee that because, I'm not God. But it kind of feels like a lot of you guys are digging deep to explore the truth of like what's going on with another person or what's going on in your personal life. And you're finding out that something is not as simple as it may appear on the surface. This is definitely a reading about like what's not being said, what's not being discussed. That's the theme of this reading. It's like what possibly is not being talked about, or what's not being presented as an option. Okay, what is being kept hidden when it comes to the possibility or probability of certain situations. All right. Y'all be sure to like the video. I'm just listening. There's something about your purity, or or your capability to create purification. It's like you know that you can do something because you aren't afraid to fight the hard battles. It's like you have a gift or an ability that centers around healing in some way, because you're not afraid to get dirty. You're not afraid to roll around in the mud and whoop somebody's ass, for lack of a better word, or whoop something. Why did I just hear whoop that trick? Whoop that trick. Okay, what else for the collective spirit? You know it's hard out here for a pimp. Ooh, not knocked up. Wasn't she pregnant in that movie? Pregnancy, expecting, mothering. Squad, reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. Turn, party animal, sex, drugs, alcohol, surface pleasures. And then look, surface. So there's something going on the surface of a situation, or there's something going on the surface with a person, but there's other things behind the scenes or underneath the surface that everybody's not picking up on, but you're picking up on. There could be a friend that you have that's finding out that they're pregnant, and maybe they aren't really telling people, but maybe you had a dream about it, or you know what's going on. Or maybe you're pregnant and you haven't told anyone. There's someone here. You got to deal with your shadow, or somebody needs to deal with their shadow in order to see the capability that they have to accomplish or transmute a very difficult situation. There could be somebody here who lives a very fast lifestyle that is finding out that they're having a child, or if they're not pregnant or getting somebody pregnant, it feels like a situation where they want to it's like they want to accomplish something that would be comparable to pregnancy. Like it's beautiful, it's amazing, but it's also really difficult and challenging. There's a scenario here where someone is trying to accomplish that, but they're facing some type of demons or triggers, trauma. They have to do shadow work. You could be helping somebody do shadow work so that they can accomplish a goal. This could be some of you who work with addicts or people who have addiction, and you may find, look, and it's back again. You may find that you have a lot of patients or clients coming in who have pregnancies, but they're trying to overcome addiction. I'm telling you, Spirit is telling you that you have the ability to extract the addiction from this person, but you have to do it the way that you have to do it. And I can't tell you what to do because you need to be licensed. And, you know, like I'm talking to people who are in this profession. They've gone to school. They have the proper degrees. They have the proper accreditations and certifications. I'm not talking about someone who just wants to perform things in their basement or in the back alley. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. I do not condone that. Okay. Because it is very dangerous. And I don't condone that. You know? You know how back in the day they had the midwives and stuff like that? We might be going back to that time. So, you know, make sure the time is right. When the time is right. Okay? What else? Ooh, machismo. Machismo. Macho man. I like to be a macho man. Macho man. Woo. I like to be a macho. I just heard Macho Man Randy Savage. Anyway, masculine pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. Now, don't tell me we about to see on the news that a man get pregnant now. If we see on the news that a man, a biologically born man gets pregnant, I need y'all to email me, okay? I need you to email me ASAP, all right? But we have today, good vibes present in the moment. And player, playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. Ooh. Yeah, so there's a masculine here who is very much so in the moment, not really like focused on responsibility. It kind of feels like wanting to be free. They feel like they have to do a certain thing. They feel like they have to play the field. They don't want to settle down. They feel like they have to have a bunch of options. Toxic level of masculinity here. And then you have the feminine energy. There may be a baby that is turning a man around, but oh my God, I just dropped the whole deck. Did y'all hear that? But I'm not about to sit here and play in y'all's face, especially my young girls. Okay, I was a teen mom, and that shit is hard. And if you go to my channels and my LINKTREE, I got a bunch of channels. I make content all over the place because I'm a creative. But I did a video that was really popular on my commentary channel, which I don't really post on because it's complicated, y'all. Anyway, one of my most popular videos over there was a short that I did that talked about how I regret being a mother, right? And a lot of people, no matter who says this, everybody just thinks they're so smart and they know everything, but really they're dumb as fuck. So it's like whenever I said that, and whenever somebody says that online, whether they're a mother or father or whoever, because I've seen men say this too. Everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't have had kids if you don't love your kids, and you need to be ashamed of yourself, and fuck you. I hope your kids get taken away by the government and da-da-da-da-da. And they just dumb as fuck, okay? Because you don't understand, like, a lot of people aren't saying that they don't like their kids. A lot of people are saying that in the current climate, in the current state of affairs that we are experiencing in many different countries, cities all over the world, the types of governments that we have, the types of medical systems that we have, that is not, it's like sick care. It's not healing care. They don't want to heal us. They want us to keep being sick so they can allegedly pump us up, allegedly with drugs, and allegedly keep us sick and on this cycle and this hamster wheel. That is why, or there's so much crime in the world, impoverished situations, cost of living is high. That is why a lot of people, a lot of parents, especially to me, what I've seen, a lot of mothers say that they regret having kids because they wish they would have taken more care and more time to really consider it and think about who they were having children with. And, it's not so much because of them that they regret having kids. It's more so because of the world that they brought their kids into and the fathers or the mothers that they chose to have children with. And I feel like a lot of fathers feel that way too, because there's a lot of raggedy bitches out here. Okay? It's a lot of raggedy people, men and women, in between, non-binary, okay, trans people, LGBTQ plus. There's a lot of raggedy people out here who choose to conduct themselves in ways that are counterproductive for a lot of our societies and that cause more harm than good. And it kind of feels like there's a masculine here who could be, I don't know, they could be tired of living that lifestyle, and they could be finding out that someone who they slept with is pregnant, and they're going to do a 180 with their life. But I wouldn't guarantee that a baby is going to do that. So don't go out there opening your legs, ladies, especially you young ladies, thinking that that's going to change a man. Because you, listen, don't play yourself, bitch. That's dumb. All right. And for you masculines, the same thing is true for women. If a woman is out here being ratchet and on some whole behavior, just because you get her pregnant doesn't mean that it might sit her down for a minute. But that's not guaranteed. Look at Krishan, poor baby. You know what I mean? And you know, look at all these situations that you see repeated over and over again. So it kind of feels like there's somebody who wants to change. And I don't know who it is or what side it's on. And for all of y'all who are watching, it could be, you know, either or. But it kind of feels like somebody wants to change, and a lot of you guys are connected to this in some way. Either it's you directly, it's someone who you know, it's a patient that you have at your whatever, if you're a doctor or a nurse, or this could be like a friend or a family member, and someone, you know, wants to get away from the fast life or the toxicity that they've been carrying on with. Okay. What else? Yeah, somebody could also want to get you pregnant too, or get pregnant by you to sit you down. So just, I mean, as a man, like, you have to be just as careful as women when it comes to that. You know? And if you specifically tell somebody that you don't want to, it's coming to the point, well, it's actually, I mean, hell, shit. Can I speak to you for a minute? Can we have a conversation? I'm asking permission. If you don't want to have this conversation, click off. Much love to you. And I hope to see you again soon in another reading. Like and subscribe. But can we have a conversation? Okay, I gave some time in the middle so that the ad could play and y'all could really decide if you want to be here. But let's be real. Okay, it's past the time where you need to be, you know, being very cautious about who you sleep with. Okay, I can't tell you what to do with your body or how to conduct yourself in an intimate nature because I'm not your mama. If you want to be out here fucking, fine. But it's past baby. It really was done in 2022. It was on the brink in 2021. But it really was time to hang that shit on up back in 2022. If you just out here randomly fucking. Okay? That shit is over and done with. And if you still out here just sleeping around, baby, I might as well call you Russian because you playing roulette. And it's just a little too much for me. Because I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be picking up none of these raggedy ass, crazy, mutant, situations in physicality, in real life. And I don't have time to be picking up none of these mutant ass entities that be hanging on niggas. Okay. See? And it be the same way with friends. Truth be told, it be the same way with friends. You got to be very careful. Because if you got a friend who's out here just smashing everybody down or getting smashed down, and then they come and sitting they raggedy hot ass on your sofa, you got to be careful. These is important questions. You can't just let anybody come and sit they hot booty ass on your sofa. Because you don't know how these entities be working, child. Then they got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I got to pee, girl. Can I use your bathroom? No, bitch. Go down there to the Family Dollar. You can't. Go down there to the Dollar Tree. Go down there to the Kroger. Your excrement is being deposited into my bowl. And who knows what's about about that bitch. Can we have a conversation? So if you're out here and you're still, hopefully taking precautions for safety and protection, but nonetheless risking that when it comes to intimate connections with people. I'm not faulting you for it. I'm just giving you the tea so that you can sip it as needed. Okay? God damn. What else for the collective? Thank you, Spirit. Tempting, missing the intimacy, friends with benefits, recovering from infidelity. So I feel like this is I'm just being real with you. Some of y'all got a motherfucker who's about to be coming your way, who either wants to sit you down and get you pregnant, or who wants to get pregnant by you so that hopefully it'll cause you to be in a relationship with them and sit down. Or you got somebody out here with an STD, allegedly, possibly. You need to go to the doctor. They need to go to the doctor. Maybe they're not telling you. This could also be something that you're healing from, because the Liberator card was out there. And the angelic energy of that Saint card is to me a situation where there's a level of shadow, which is quote unquote superficially considered impurity in a very layman's term. And then you have the Saint card that's considered purity. So there's some type of impurity and purity mixed together. I would just be very careful about who you're intimate with at this time, because their intentions may not be pure. And I also feel like it's okay for you to be carnal in your nature if you would like to be intimate with people. Because again, I ain't your fucking mama. But at the same time, I kind of feel that if somebody has been living a fast life and being very reckless, you will be able to sense, because if some of you guys have been worried about contracting spiritually transmitted infections from people, or the other kind that's physical, I don't think you really have to worry about that, because as long as your intentions are pure and you listen to yourself. See, the problem is when you don't listen to yourself. The problem is when you are in a position where your spirit, your higher self, your intuition, your discernment tells you, the foresight within you tells you, the foresight within you, and you don't listen. That's the problem. That's when you encounter a problem. When you about to lay down and you just be like, I don't know, but then the expectation has already been set and you feel weird about saying no. Baby, you can say no whenever you want to say no, and I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't know who needed to hear it, but that's what I'm saying. Look, child, starting a family. What is going on? And then we have stability, needing a commitment, creating a safe space, focusing on home and family. What the fuck is going on? There's definitely somebody here who's pregnant, just had a baby, wanting a child, wanting to get pregnant, wanting somebody to get pregnant. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. This could be a little oops, baby. Whoopsie daisy. What else for the collective? Because we got to get out of here. We ain't got all day. Uh-oh. Was that a message? Despair. 32. Somebody got kicked out. 10 with the journey card, and wealthy man 13. 32 is a 5. 10 is the ending of a cycle, a new beginning, all wrapped up in one. Somebody may be moving or relocating to wherever you live, city, state, zip code, country. You may be moving or relocating because somebody or somebody came over. I want to say overseas. I don't know what this is. This is somebody who's struggling to find work, but they actually I don't know. It feels like they should have a lot of connections, but it seems like because they moved or relocated, they don't have as many connections in wherever the new place is that they live. but they will soon. Like, this despair is going to turn into this wealthy man. So if somebody's been struggling to find a job, if somebody's been struggling to get their business off the ground, because people will relocate and their clientele won't be in the same state. So they'll have to like reinvest in their marketing and reinvest in their networking so that they can build up a clientele in their new residence. And it kind of just feels like somebody traveled and they're struggling to find work, but they have a lot of connections, or they're about to acquire some type of connections. This could also be a person that you guys just need to be aware of in terms of like them moving around a lot. Like, This could be somebody who you may need to be aware of when it comes to like they're out of state, they're coming from out of state, or they're from a different country and they're coming to wherever you are, but you don't know that they were like ran out of town. I think I said something about exile earlier. It kind of feels like there's somebody coming that you don't know much about because they're from a different state. It's kind of like when Hurricane Katrina happened and everybody came to Georgia from New Orleans, and it was just like a whole influx. Like, this feels like migration. This feels like migration. This feels like transition. I don't know if this is a large group of people. This could just be one person for some of you guys, and you could meet them and they say they're from a different state. But like, I was just watching a content creator. They were talking about like how a lot of people are immigrating into Japan. And I went to Japan when I was young, so I enjoy watching things about Japan because I went there back in the times where everything looked like a fucking anime. I loved anime when I was younger. I can't watch it that much now because I just don't have time. But like, I loved anime, and I never knew what they were called, child. Don't ask me what animes I know. Oh, the devil, infiltration, infestation. But I did like watching anime. And then when I went to Japan, it was like a life-size, real life anime in my face. When I tell you, it was so beautiful, it was so crazy, like to see the juxtaposition of the old world temples with the new technological, very cartoon like cityscapes. It was really crazy. Even in the city, you would have like older buildings and things. It was just really crazy. And I kind of feel like somebody here is lonely, for sure. But I feel like they're lonely because they were ran out or exiled or excommunicado from wherever they came from. Yeah. King of Swords just popped out. Eight of Cups is at the bottom. It kind of feels like somebody who was kicked out of their town. Yeah, Ace of Wands. They may have been kicked out of their town, city, state, zip code, country, or they are a refugee or something like that. Or just, coming here because wherever they were at, they ran out of options, or they don't have any more friends, quote unquote. And they may appear to be wealthy, like they may appear to have it together, but they could be a bit of a, I don't know, finesser, it kind of gives off. I also feel like if this is somebody who's a legitimate, like, person and they're not a bad person, they may just need time to get back on their feet and, like, reconnect with their base or with their new base, wherever they're relocating to, like I spoke about earlier with businesses. I don't know, though. It's kind of weird. Okay. What does the collective need to know, Spirit, when it comes to this message? Two of Cups. So you're going to meet this person. Wow. Wow, child. Okay. Listen, I gave y'all the warnings. If you listen, that's up to you. See what I'm saying? The Chariot. Could be a Cancer, possibly an Aries. Nine of Cups. Yeah, this person is, there's definitely somebody traveling either to a new city, state, zip code, or to a new country, a new province. They're traveling from their city to a new place, and you're going to meet this person. They're coming over the water from overseas. Look at that. They could be a different race, ethnicity, maybe religion. But I feel like you've met people from this person's country before with the 9 of Cups, or you, I don't know. You may be very comfortable with this person. Maybe you feel like you've known them in a past life or something, child. But I would just be mindful of any illusions, because I just don't get too big headed to where you think that motherfucker can't flip and dip your ass. Okay, don't get too cocky to where you think, oh, they on my land, they on my soil now, they here now, this where I'm from, this my stomping grounds, and then that motherfucker flip and dip your ass all different types of ways, and you looking crazy. You get what I'm saying? What's this 2 of Cups? 10 of Cups. Ace of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely a goal. This person is coming with this goal in mind. Their energy is approaching you, or you're going to meet them, maybe if you travel. But it's like they have a goal in mind. They have this image or this dream or whatever it is that they want to accomplish with this 10 of Cups and this Ace of Wands. But I feel like they're going to abandon you, especially if somebody comes in and like creates this fantasy with you about how they want stability. They want to start a family. They want to be this and be that. Either they don't have the financial or material backing to be able to do that, or they're going to just abandon you and not help you with the child. Point blank, period. If somebody's talking about how they want to start a family with you, they want to have a baby with you, all this other type of stuff, I would definitely be very cautious, especially if their home base or their original citizenship is overseas. Okay? Because they always going to be able to go back over there. Even if you don't think so. Even if they tell you, well, I can't go back. No. This feel like, listen. Okay. What's the 2 of Cups? One more card. What is the 2 of Cups? The 3 of Pentacles, but it was kind of going in the reverse. Whoever this is, when they meet you, they can tell that you want something. It's like somebody's picking up on whatever you're insecure about, or whatever they can sense that you're lacking. 10 of Pentacles, Chariot. And then she holding a baby on the 10 of Pentacles. It's either like they're coming in acting like they have this wonderful job, this wonderful career, all this money, and that's not true. And y'all are going to end up getting married, having a baby, starting a family with them, and they're actually like a broke person, a transient person, and you don't realize it until they're already like in your house and maybe in your body. Okay. Or there's somebody who's gonna run out and leave. And I'm not saying that to be like negative, but I'm just basically saying, like, I feel like there's this power that you have to extract some type of darkness. Remember I was saying that about the doctors and the nurses amongst you? You need to be very aware right now of people who need that spiritual extraction, because there's somebody coming in that's going to feel very familiar to you, as if there's this connection and a history. And you're going to be like, oh my God, you're teaching me so many things. You know so many things that I don't know. But there's like this undertone of manipulation that doesn't appear on the surface. But again, as you dig deeper and explore the truth, you'll discover that things are not as clear cut as you previously thought. I feel like this person may have come to this country or come here or come to wherever you are, and they told their family back home that they were coming or traveling for work, but they haven't been able to find a job, and they're in survival mode now, or they're trying to create some type of backup plan, possibly with someone like you, who they can like start a family with and plant some type of seeds with, in order to, I don't know, I guess, get what they want, or they're feeling lonely. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. It feels like this could be because there's possibly going to be an influx of migration, or what is it called? It's not migration, it's like immigration. I don't know, child. Okay. Cancer energy and Aries energy is really prevalent. Some of you guys are going to be moving forward in your career as well, especially if... Okay, so this is the other side of this, right? If you guys have been in a position where you've been struggling to find a job, struggling to make ends meet, struggling to find work, you know, I feel like you guys are about to be recognized for all of the work that you've done over a long period of time, or you're going to be able to get a lucky break in a job that's actually something you've worked for a long time. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be offered some type of work because someone sees what you've been able to do and what you've been able to accomplish, and your goals kind of align with this person. So they may want to work together as a business partner, or they may want to hire you for a job. And my thing is, right, if you start to make a lot of money all of a sudden, or if you, I don't know, just move up in your career and you're just maybe you're making a small increment more, but it makes a big difference, I would just be mindful of like the people who you allow to influence you, because there's a lot that's not being said on the surface. There's a lot of like reading in between the lines going on here, and I don't know how you fall into this situation, but I do feel a strong message of caution and being mindful of who you allow in your space, whether that's someone who may want to take advantage of you, or whether that's a person who's influencing you to baby, bitch. I didn't even mean to say that. So like what I'm getting with the influence part is like, if you're a man for real, because there's a man, you get what I'm saying? Another man over here, man on the 10 of Pentacles. It just feels like, especially if you're a masculine, feminines, just listen to what I'm saying to the masculine, because then that'll apply to the masculine. But like, if you're a man, born male and you can impregnate people. I would just be very mindful of how you treat someone, especially if you know that you got them pregnant. Because there's like, we saw the devil card. At least I did. I may not have said nothing about it, but there's this level of like you being a good person, you being a good man, and being raised right, or at least being a man who is aware of himself enough to know right from wrong. But because of the influence that you're about to have, or the career jump that you could possibly be about to have, there may be people around you, like your coworkers, or your mentors, so to speak, with whatever you're doing, that try to influence you to be an asshole to somebody. And quite frankly, I'm trying to like be kind about it, because I know men, you guys have different sets of challenges, and I want to be respectful of that. But don't get a fucking bitch pregnant and then leave her and abandon her because your fucking raggedy coworker told you that it's not cool. You get what I'm saying? Or that she's not the type of person that you can be seen with in your profession. Don't do that shit. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass, I'm trying to tell you. And if you're watching me, you got some strong spiritual support, because I am not mainstream, okay? They really trying to talk to you right now, because if you get in a profession where, and this could even be like a profession that tells you, oh, you'll go further if you are single, but you got a whole wife who just had a baby, and they're telling you, oh, you got to break up with your girlfriend, or maybe not a wife, but you got to break up with your pregnant girlfriend, or you got to break up with your baby mama, but y'all got a good thing going, and you just listening to these motherfuckers because they're supposed to like be the deciding fact. No, spirit is telling you to go with your gut and go with what you know is right. It's kind of like the basketball players in college. Like, they had a girlfriend all through high school, and they had a girlfriend all through college, but then the coaches, when they get to college, tell them that they gotta dump their black girlfriend and get with a white girl. Okay, let's not act like that shit don't happen to a lot of black players, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. Oh, you gotta get a white girl now, and then the white girls they've been groomed and trained up to come right in with all the help. Oh, my daddy is gonna help me help you, and da 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 da. And they're told they have to do. It's like that type of situation. It's like when people get into politics and they tell politicians, oh, it's gonna read better in the stats, in your stats, if you're married and you have a wife. So then you have all these politicians with fake marriages, and like, it's like that type of thing. It's like, don't allow someone, whether you're masculine, feminine, male or female, in the middle, in between, I don't give a fuck. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to be a certain way, or change, or that you have to change who you are to fit in to a certain aesthetic, to fit into a certain like ideology. If they tell you that you got to change something about your life, you got to abandon your kids, your baby mama, you got to get a new girlfriend, you got to get somebody who look like this, look like that, you got to do this, do that, you got to get plastic surgery, da 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 da. I'm just saying, really evaluate if you feel like that's something that's really worth it to you. If you feel like it's worth it to you and it's something that you really want, I can't tell you what to do. But I'm just saying that there's a level of purity that may be required in the future, to where you can't go back on what you choose to do right now. And if you allow other people to influence you or get you to react like we kind of talked about in the beginning, then you may regret it later on down the line, because the trend may change. And it's something about how like a situation looks a certain way, but whoever's telling you why the situation looks the way it does may not be telling you the truth. Friends. Interesting. We have fate. Oh, child. And deception, child. So you're meant to be like friends with someone, or you're meant to be in a connection with someone here for sure. Because I feel like you guys are moving quickly in your careers. But I also feel like there's this undertone of like insecurities, lack, you know, maybe a little victimization. You know, somebody who knows you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, or somebody who knows that you know, have a certain level possibly of insecurities or something like that, or that you really want something. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So the tables could definitely be turning. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aries, Cancer. I said Libra as well earlier. I also said Pisces, Gemini. The King of Wands and the Everything is Fine, Ten of Swords. So, yeah, there could be somebody who switches up on you because of their career. Like, this may be happening to somebody who you know, but it's like somebody wants for this betrayal, this Ten of Swords, these lies. Somebody wants you to maybe go along with the lie, or accept some level of betrayal or backstabbing that they do towards you because they want to have a career or something. Like, I don't know what that is. Nine of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, you may be setting a boundary with a friend or with someone who you had a close relationship with at some point, because it kind of feels like a switch up. Nine of Wands. Like, if you're just going to switch up on me, it's kind of like that friend that you're really cool with behind the scenes and y'all hang out every day, or you talk on the phone all the time. But as soon as they get around their other group of friends, or the people who they met before you or knew before you, or a new person who just came into their life, then they want to act different and act like y'all not cool like that. And then they join in on all the bickering and, you know, the little snickery behavior that those other people have that could put you at a detriment. Like, if they, you know, like, if you met someone as a coworker and you guys are friends with them, and you know, your coworkers ain't your friends. I'm just gonna let you know that. But if you did manage to have a good friend who was a coworker, and y'all turned out to be good friends, and you've known each other for a really long time, and then they treat you different when they get around the people who they knew before you, like maybe their college friends, or, you know, their high school friends, people they grew up with in the neighborhood. Like, now you're seeing a different side of this person, and you're like a little cautious. Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, because you're like, okay, I see you. I see you blow like the motherfucking wind, bitch. I see you switch up like the weather. Like the weather in Florida. 1 minute it's sunny. 5 minutes later, it could be pouring down rain. Then the next 5 minutes, it might be sunny again. And you like, oh, I don't know about that. It's been too many times that you done switched up on me and, you know, decided that you was going to go a different way, or, you know, try to influence me to change my mind and try to intimidate me about what I need to be doing. And, you know, I don't know. This could even be somebody who is like the type of friend who, when you make new friends, they feel threatened and they don't want you to be around new people, or they don't want you to be in a relationship because they feel threatened. So they try to like tell you like negative things about the new people who you meet because they don't want you to go off and find a new friend. It's something like that. Six of Swords, Nine of Swords. Look at that. I feel like Spirit is guiding you away from this person, or guiding you to set a boundary with this person, because there's been a lot of lies that somebody has told you that you may or may not be aware of. The only nine that we didn't see was the Nine of Pentacles. So it could be something that you're meant to do on your own. Like, you may be a person who's meant to kind of like be single. You may have already set a boundary with this person. And I don't like, because she's got the gray hair. She's got the gray hair. It kind of feels like Spirit guided you, or is attempting to guide you to a more peaceful time in your life, a more calm time. We saw that that turned up card that with the pineapple and the glasses. And it kind of feels like Spirit wants you to be able to peacefully heal from what you've been through to reach the goal that you set out for yourself when it comes to your life. And it kind of feels like in order to have a calmer, smoother existence, you had to finally like set a boundary with someone who it was really difficult for you to set a boundary with. It was very hard for you because it's like you were afraid to do it for some reason. And I'm not sure what that reason is. Maybe you thought that it would be painful and hurtful to them, for you, for everyone involved. Maybe you thought, maybe you weren't sure of your emotions or your feelings about this person. Maybe you suspected them of being, disloyal or deceptive or being a liar. And they probably were. And I feel like they wanted to betray you, but still be your friend. And I just think that you started to see through it, because it kind of feels like somebody desired to, I don't want to say swap destinies with you, but the Wheel of Fortune is here and the Fate card is here. So you get what I'm saying? It's kind of hard not to say that. It's like maybe somebody wanted to be like you or be you, or they wish they had the life that you had. They wish they had the looks, the body, the demeanor, the soul, the Saint card. It's like you're intrinsically good person, but you also got your dark side. You can be bad if you want, but it's not the same for them. It's something crazy like this going on. They could even be envious because you know how to handle situations. I don't know exactly what this is, how it plays out, whether this is career advancement for some of you guys, whether this is starting a family, being in a relationship, and now this person can't be a part of it, whether this is somebody who wants to come in and, shake up your life and then disappear. All of the things that we talked about, I feel like this is what was meant to happen. Some of you were meant to have friends that lied to you, betrayed you, cheated you, came against you in some way, tried to break up relationships with you and other people. I feel like some of you were meant to have these things happen so that you can be able to heighten your ability to be an empath and to pick up on different situations that are going on, because a lot of people don't like to talk about it, and I can't really talk about it, but like the connection between occurrences that happen in your life, experiences that you go through, and the physical reaction that it has on your body, right? You may be someone who's going to study to be a physician or a nurse who is able to pick up on those things because you've had a certain set of experiences that give you clues as to what could be causing these weird ailments that nobody understands how to really prescribe, or diagnose, I should say. Once you get the training that you need to do all of those things, you could be meant to be that doctor, or you could be meant to be that nurse, or you may be meant to be that lawyer who goes in and sets a precedent for certain occurrences that nobody really has been able to pinpoint, right? You may set a legal precedence. Okay, blank versus blank. And then they put that in the law books and they amend the law books, or they amend laws because you were the first one to try a case of spiritual attack. You get what I'm saying? But that's what this feels like. It feels like, be mindful of all the things I said, but ultimately it's because of this that you are doing something else on a bigger scale, on a larger scale, either in your community or in your life. Okay. Woo, child, I didn't know this reading was going to be long like that. What's the advice for the collective? Okay, so we have fairy wings. It says, my inner child is happy and carefree. Do you ever feel like a lost child wandering aimlessly through life? Do you feel you've forgotten how to be truly happy and carefree? The angels ask you to play, have fun, and let go of the adult seriousness you have been carrying around. See, that's that stress. It's definitely some type of stress that I feel like you guys have been feeling. That it's like for a long time, it's just been kind of weighing on you. And I think now Spirit is moving things forward really quickly. But you know, every time Source moves things forward for us, we have to be prepared for that big back bitch lurking in the shadows, okay? Joy says, when I feel happy, I manifest more reasons to be happy. The angels remind you, reminds you that when we choose happy thoughts and set intentions to live joyfully, we are setting ourselves up for success and contentment in all areas of our life. Honesty. I am truthful. I speak my truth honestly. The angels ask you offer your true self up to the world and search for the truth. Act upon the truth and tell the truth, even though it may not make you popular. Did I say that? I said that at the beginning. I said something along those lines, like it's not popular or something, or speaking up on someone's behalf or something like that, child. Anyway, say what you think and think what you say, period. That's why I said, like, listen, I don't give a damn who mad about it. The folks around me, even the people I love dearly with all my heart, they know not to come to me with no fucking bullshit. Don't be talking to me about, you get what I'm saying? Like it's not that you can't talk to me, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm just this hard ass bitch. That's not what it is. I talk to people about things. I don't have a problem talking about anything. But my thing is, I'm a solution-based person. I'm a solution-oriented individual. I want to find a solution. I want to solve the problem. I was in fucking problem solving when I was a teenager, for God's sake. I don't want to continue, like, there's only so much of bullshit that I'm going to hear, I'm going to listen to about you and your bitch ass nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, as a female, as a woman, as a girlfriend, there's only so much BS and complaining and trash that I'm going to listen to when it comes to you and a nigga. It's only so much that I'm going to hear. It's only so many times, because I love people who I love because I love them. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I love you, I love you. If I say I'm down for you, I'm down for you. If you need me to ride at dawn, despite the fact that I might not want to get out the bed, I'm going to get up out the, if my good girlfriends call me, I don't give a fuck where you at, bro. I'm going to put some gas in the car if I need to, if I ain't already got it in there, and I'm going to come to where the fuck you at. If it's some shit going down, you get what I'm saying? Cause God forbid, if one of my friends who have kids or whatever call me and be like, girl, it's some shit went down at my house, and I don't want them to take the kids to DFACS. They need somebody to come get them. Pew, bitch, I'm there. I'm getting them babies. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of bitch I am. I will drop everything within all possibility and reason to come and help you if I have to. If somebody say they come into my house and I don't know what they about to do, and you know, I don't want to call the police because I got this or that, you know, I'm gonna speak reason to you, and I'm gonna be like, hey, you might want to call the police because this self-defense you telling these people coming, you told them not to come, they still on some bullshit, but I'm gonna be on the way too. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak reason. I'm not gonna be involved in no illegal activity. But if you need a cheerleader, a support system, a fucking babysitter, a damn hug, bitch, I don't care what it is. If I can do it within reason, and not put myself or my own children at a detriment, I will. But there's only so many times I'm going to do that, and you keep going back to the same raggedy nigga. I'm not going to do that when you keep putting yourself in that position. Because now we got to come up with a solution, bitch. Because I'm not going to keep, because that's a tug on my heart. when I know that my friend or my friends is in a situation with somebody who don't give not one fuck about them. Because then I can't be around you. Because I'm not going to go through them emotional roller coasters with your ass. So it's like, that's the type of energy that I kind of feel in this situation of like, you know, a lot of y'all are really good people. And a lot of y'all have very pure hearts at your core. And when it comes down to the way that you look at the world and the way that you see other people and the way that you know, live your life, you have a lot of purity in your heart at your core. And there seems to be a person tiptoeing around, either you or someone who you love, who may not be of the highest caliber of honor that you need to be aware of, even if it's just to distance yourself from somebody who does not want to be solution oriented. And all of these things, when they're happening, I feel are going to be necessary for you to see and understand, so that if you're the person who does have to speak up and be honest about how you feel or what's on your heart, you should not be afraid to say it. Because I feel like right now we're in a time where it's a lot of, you know, what I said it the other day. I think I said it on Pisces. I don't know where I said it, but what's this? It's a saying about how evil only prevails when good men are silent. Something like that. And I feel like that's what this is about. It feels like a situation where Spirit doesn't want you to be afraid or intimidated to speak up or to speak out or to call it like you see it in a situation, whether it's involving you or it's involving someone else, because you may be the only motherfucker who's there who actually has the courage and the gumption and the capability to be able to do something about a fucked up situation. Anyway, y'all like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you want to book a reading, the link is below. If you guys want me to pray for you, child, I will pray for you, okay? But you got to check out my website. You got to go look at it. I do offer prayer services where I will pray for you. I do offer personal readings where I can look at the cards and see what you need to know in different situations. I also offer pen pal services. So if you want to talk to me and just get shit off your chest and have a non-biased support system there to hear you, then I'm here for you there as well. I just want to do my part in whatever way that I can to help you guys in the community in a way that not only will help you process your emotions, but also to help you see clearly like what improvements need to be made and, you know, where you can possibly make some good changes in your life. I really love and appreciate you guys, even though I may not have met you or spoken to you personally. I love you guys and I want the best for you guys. So just know that, okay, it really does help for your engagement with the content for you to like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment. If you found this reading helpful or beneficial on another level and you want to take it further, please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle, you guys. That is always very helpful. And I'll see you guys next time. That's pretty much it. Bye.